Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ubuntu channel. Welcome to Ubuntu Sports. We are live today. That's Ubuntu channel bringing to you a program we are calling Ubuntu Sports. We're talking everything to do with Zambian football. We know that the under 17 AFCON is underway in Algeria, and our boys have performed badly so far. We'll be looking at the qualification of Trident, who are back in the Zambian Super League next season. We'll be also looking at the review of the Kopala Derby. We saw some drama that happened in the Kopala Derby. We'll have a discussion concerning that, and also we'll wrap up the discussion or the program tonight with the ZSL results and fixtures that will be coming up this weekend. Good evening, Lawrence. Welcome to Ubuntu channel.
Thank you so much, Reuben, and good evening to our viewers.
Great. A lot of drama happening in the under 17 AFCON, but let's zoom in the national team for Zambia. Back-to-back defeats, 1-0 defeat against Nigeria, a 4-3 defeat. Is it a 3-4? A 3-2, sorry, defeat against our neighbors, South Africa. How do you make of the game so far for Zambia?
I think in the Nigeria game, first and foremost, I was a little bit adamant to say maybe the game against South Africa we're going to perform better because I saw the fight that the boys put in the Nigeria game, and it was unfortunate that it went down to that so goal which they considered in the second half of the game. But all in all, I feel the team did what they could in that game, and I expected them to show the same fight against South Africa, and of which I think there was a little bit of some fight, especially after going 2-0 down and then fighting back to 2-2 was such a very huge achievement. I was very proud of the boys that they could do that, and I thought they could go on to clinch the 3 points from South Africa if they kept on doing that. But I think they became a little bit relaxed after making it to 2-0, and well, South Africa capitalized on that and went on to win the game by 3 goals to 2. So all in all, we are looking at a team that is just at the verge of coming back home from the tournament altogether, which I feel is a very bad tournament for us. And I'm hoping that if the senior team can make it to the Africa Cup of Nations, this doesn't happen again.
All right. Let's look at the games, Lawrence. The first game, yes, we lost 1-0, but when we saw some changes at halftime, and the team played better. And the same story again in the second game. We see when the coach makes changes, things begin to happen. But why not start with a strong 11?
I don't think the coach looks at it as a weak 11 or a strong 11. He's looking at players that he feels can do the job for him, and maybe the second half comes with a little bit of a tweak in the tactical approach to the game, and we see some improvements in the team and all that. I necessarily don't think that if you get the team that played in the second half to come and play in the first half, then it changes everything. I don't think that would be the case. What I see is a coach having expectations of the game, and by halftime, actually facing reality and knowing to say, okay, this is the kind of game I'm facing, and probably I need to change this and this so that we can play better. But even though in the second game, even though we made those changes, yes, we came from 2-0 to 2-2 at some point, but what happened? We still went ahead to lose. In the first game, you say we played better in the second half, but that's where we even considered the goal to lose the game. So I think we are looking at schools of arguments that can bring out a lot of aspects from the game. At the end of the day, for me, I think we have lost both games in the second half.
All right. So today the under 17 coach in Ian Bakala at an interview or a preview for tomorrow's game. He says he feels we can beat Morocco. The reason being that they will maybe underrate Zambia, and the other thing is that they've already qualified, so they might field in a weaker team. And he's hoping that the team can win tomorrow and qualify as best losers. Any hopes of Zambia beating the Moroccan team?
Well, of course, we are now looking at wishful thinking at this point in time. It's a kind of a school of thought that we just say anything is possible in football, and yes, it can happen. But sometimes we have to look at the reality of everything. And I don't think Morocco want to disturb their momentum that they have this time around, and they just field in a weak team so that they can get bashed anyhow. I don't think that will be the case. I see Morocco trying to keep on doing what they are doing so that uh, you inculcate a winning mentality in the team, and that is what each and every team is supposed to do. Unfortunately, we are now looking at the wishful thinking and trying to anticipate some sort of advantages that are not there, and anticipate team selections that you have not even seen yet, anticipate weak team. And by the way, I don't think Morocco carried any player to go and field in as a weak team. I don't think so. You can say maybe second best 11 or something like that. Maybe they can do that, but that doesn't mean that they're a team that you can just brush aside. I don't think so.
Right. Wish all the best to the under 17 tomorrow as they take on Morocco, and we are going to bring the game here on Ubuntu channel live for you, our viewers, to enjoy. Let's move on, Lawrence. Let's look at the issue for Zomara Mapepa. We heard that she was chased in camp. This press statement came from Faz saying that she was released and she was told to come back from camp. The time the women's national team went to play some friendlies with South Korea. Today, we saw some news that where she has apologized to Faz and also to the fans, saying sorry for the conduct that she did. Is that the way out? And any hopes of Mapepa making it to the World Cup squad?
Well, I think Faz has to lay down the marker at this point in time and highlight the rules and punishments for players who go and embarrass the team wherever they travel. Yes, on the basis of Ubuntu and all that, probably we can say we forgiven him, but that doesn't mean that someone should not face some consequences for their actions. We should all learn to man up and own up to our mistakes and face the consequences. It's something that we need to understand and actually welcome. To speak that you expect Faz to forgive you just like that, and then we say no, always forgiven, come back home and all that. I think it should not be the case. You know, we are looking at a player who went out representing the country, representing Zambia, and misbehaved. Well, officially, Faz did not highlight exactly what she did, but unofficial comments have got something to do with smoking and all that. Those are the things that we heard, of course. But let us remember that also sportsmen and women are role models to young boys and girls who aspire to be like them. If we are going to make it so easy for each and every player to just say I'm sorry and then all is forgiven and everything is back to normal, I think we are not setting a very good precedent here. In as much as I like Xiomara Mapepa as a player, I love seeing her in the squad. I love the way she performs for the team. There has to be consequences for each and every action we take. I'm sorry, Xiomara. Maybe you might see this as being very critical of you, but let us learn to man up and own up to our mistakes. Saying sorry, simply saying sorry, will set a very bad precedence for other players, because if other players go out there and misbehave, then they'll say the other person only said sorry and everything was. So I expect the same. We are now putting some sort of entitlement. So we should have some sort of a code of conduct for the national team, for players who are representing the country, for each and every club. Clubs also should be able to punish players who misrepresent them, who put their names into disrepute, who bring their name into ridicule, into shame, and all that. Same applies with the national team. We should reach a stage where we are able to bring out a certain code of conduct to say, whichever player, when we go out there, we are representing the country. Whoever brings embarrassment to the country, they'll face A, B, C, D, E, F, G kind of consequences, and let us live up to that. Yes, we might show some leniency for people who apologize, but still more, there should be some sort of a punishment, and that is how I look at it.
Right. We saw Salvan Piri. We remember that incident for Salvan Piri when she almost had a fracas with the referee. Next day she apologized, but Faz went ahead and disciplined the player. What sort of discipline are you expecting for Cyril Mapepa if Faz was to go ahead and discipline the player? Because the statements that are coming from the club, her club, they are assuring the fans that this will not happen again.
The club cannot assure us that that will not happen, because that is personal behavior. The club will not be there to control personal behavior everywhere. Let us know when to back someone and when not to. Yes, we love Xiomara Mape. We love her. We love her as a country. We love everything, the effort that she puts in for the team. We love that. We appreciate her so much. She's one of the players that we can depend on and rely on. Yes, we need to look at the fact that we need her to perform for the World Cup. But that doesn't mean that there are no other players who can do the same at the same time. No. Unfortunately, discipline is everything, and I love the fact that her club is trying to back her. Well, they should at least tell us also what they have done to ensure that she will not behave in those lines again. They should at least come out and say, we have done this and we have done that to ensure that this doesn't happen again. Just saying this won't happen again, we're assuring you. No, these are not politics where we just speak and to entice and all that, and then at the end of it all, let us just look at it. If
Lawrence, I'm looking at it now. What exact punishment are you seeing Faz giving the player?
So
in the league, they're only remaining with one game which will be played tomorrow.
No. I don't think behavior misconduct at international level should affect at club level. No, I don't think that works like that.
Exactly. I don't think that's my point. That's the reason why I'm asking what exactly, because if you say let's drop
behavior that a player at club level should not come to the national team. If a player fought with the coach at club level, let the club sort it out there. If a player misbehaves at national team level, let us sort it out at national team level. The club has nothing to do with it. So she cannot be, she should not be affected with league performance. Say no, because you misbehaved at the national team, so you are not going to be suspended at club level. I don't think things should work like that, unless it is serious misdemeanor, serious misdemeanor. Then yes, we can say that can apply. In this case, the misbehavior happened at national team. So first, or the national team management, that includes the coach, the national team manager, and all that, should come out and say, for behavior like this is what you do. For starters, they sent her out of the camp. For starters, that is something that I know the national team will do when a player misbehaves at national team. Now, it is the coach should take it further. Remember, I'll remind you, Reuben, of the incidents we had in 2012 during the Africa Cup of Nations, when some players were made to apologize to the other teammates and others refused. We had the likes of Clifford Mlenga, who were sent back from camp. Remember? And I think we have never seen Clifford play for Zambia again since then. Remember?
Yes.
But you cannot transfer that misdemeanor to go and affect him at club level. I think that is wrong. So
Yeah.
the coach
So
should
now, what punishment should Faz now
so
give?
if the coach is
Or
going to
that
overlook
I thought,
selecting her, we can talk of
but
punishments like non-selection for national team performances. We can specify games, 3 games. You will not play. You will not be there for 3 outings. You will not be there for 5 outings, whatever. That I cannot prescribe because the team should have a code of conduct on its own.
but her being chased from the squad, I thought that's a punishment enough.
No,
If you say
that's actually,
if
Reuben, the way I look at it, the authorities in that country could have actually arrested her for that. So the sending her away from the camp was just to protect her as well, and to protect the image of the country, because we could have been embarrassed. A national team player has been arrested for that.
right, but if you say not selecting her, it means her being disqualified going to the World Cup. That would be harsh punishment for
It's a harsh punishment, but you have to own up and face the consequences of your action. When she was doing whatever she was doing, she knew that this was against the camp ethics, the code of conduct. This is against. I think there is no 2 ways about it. She knew, she was very much aware, and she still went ahead. We are adults who can make decisions, knowing fully of consequences of our actions. We know them. So if she went ahead, then she was ready to face the consequences. The only people that I feel for here is us as a country, because we'll be denied of such a talent to represent us. That is the only worry. I'm not so much worried about her being feeling that it's her she should not represent. No, I'm actually worried about us, who might need her services, who might miss her services. That's the only worry that I may have here.
right. In terms of reformation, how can we help players like Mara Mapepa? Because at the end of the day, even if we punish them, we need also to help them. What uh, course or fast can what action should fast do in terms of helping the player so that this does not happen again, not just to Mapepa but to any other players here in Zambia?
Well, from the rumors that we are getting is that it's a well-known fact in the football sector. Unfortunately, our player is into those activities and all that, and even the club, they know that this is what happened. But unfortunately, it has been something that has been tolerated for quite some time. We need to put in place some counselors for her to understand that sportsmen and women cannot indulge in anything, because unfortunately they are role models for a lot of young boys and girls who are coming out and emulating them, wanting to be like them. And when they hear that this is what actually some of our players do, and all that, we are simply sending most of our young boys and girls into those activities as well, because they will feel this is what stars do. That's just how the life of celebrities, the life of superstars is like. Everybody wants to be like them. So even when they do something bad, there are people who will try to follow and copy exactly what they are doing. So we need to make our players understand this fact that there are a lot of youngsters watching them. There are a lot of youngsters trying to emulate them. There are a lot of youngsters trying to actually be like them. And so every move they make should be something that is well to emulate. Let us make our players understand. Also, if it's true that this behavior is something that is very well known to most of our football managers at our club level, and also at the national team level, that they are aware of her indulgence in that, um, then I would say it's high time they try to bring things back to normal. Because if they are aware, I wonder why they were surprised when they found her doing that in a foreign country. I think it's we will also get surprised. They know, then why are they acting like something they never knew then they never knew about? Or probably it's because of the tough laws that are in most Asian countries concerning those kinds of indulgence and all that. I don't know, but let us try to help our players be the superstars that are worth emulating, so that all our players, our youngsters, can follow suit. That is what I would encourage us to look at. We are not trying to destroy her career. We're trying to help her build her, and also build her image as well, which is something that would be beneficial. Because if we build her image as well, she'll be worthy of putting on all those billboards and banners, and we should see a lot of her image rights going up, and a lot of companies trying to promote their products and using her image. This is something that we need to help her understand. It's something that can happen.
Right, great. Thank you for that. Lawrence, let's move forward. Let's look at a different topic. In this Zambian National League, interesting stuff is happening. I was just looking at the Mighty Mfulia Wanderers page. Tomorrow they've got a decider game at Shinde Stadium, their home ground. They're inviting all the Mighty Mfulia Wanderers fans to come in white and green, their traditional colors, because if they win tomorrow, they only need 3 points. Then they'll be confirmed back in the Zambian Super League. Interesting stuff there. But we can confirm that Trident, a team in Northwestern, is back in the Super League. How do you look at it, Lawrence?
Well, Trident being back is not much of a surprise, because I think they have had a successful season so far. They have achieved most of their goals. We saw them participate in the Absa Cup, and proved a tough nut to crack. And also, I had mentioned, I think some weeks back, before the Absa Cup game, that they look like a good force to reckon with for next year. They might be the Musa FC for next year if they play their cards right, and they manage their transfer window very well in readiness for the Super League. All in all, congratulations to Trident. Welcome back to the Super League, and we are very much proud to see you back. And hope that you will not be a one-season wonder where you just come and visit the Super League for a season and go back uh, to the university for more lessons, which should not be something we should which is something we will not be so proud of. I remember, Reuben, I have some attachments with Northwestern province, and to see representation from that province increasing is something that actually excites me, because we already have Lumwana Radiants there, though they are in a relegation
They're in
battle
red zone.
currently.
They're in red zone, yeah.
Relegation battle currently. So if all go with the Radiants, then we know that the province will be represented by Trident next season. So it's a good move. And speaking of Shinde Stadium, it's been a while that we've heard of Shinde Stadium actually in the Super League circles, and we are so much hopeful that we can see games played there for in the Super League, and all the drama that comes with the stadium itself. I hope for the best and wish them well tomorrow as they play their decider match, and we hope that they manage to pick up all 3 points.
Exactly. It seems the morale is so high in the Mighty Mufira Wanderers team. Last week they won
The morale has to be
Right.
high, obviously. You know, um, 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 that team is historical. That team actually deserves to be in the Super League. You know, those are the teams that gave us a lot of players way back in the days, national team level. They gave us a lot of players that are performing so well for the team. It's a historical club, and for me, they deserve to be in the Super League. Though I can't say there's a team that doesn't deserve to be in the Super League, but all I'm trying to put across is it would be great for the league if they came back because of the history that the club has with Zambian football.
All right. There was drama last weekend, Lawrence. I don't know if you watched the game at Arthur Davidson Stadium, Power Dynamos versus Nkana. Uh, Beautiful game that we saw from Power Dynamos beating Nkana by 2 goals to nil. Uh, just take us through, how did you see the game, and were you comfortable, or did Power
Um, the first half was a highly
deserve to win
tactical.
that derby?
The first half was a highly tactical encounter between the two Kitwe giants, and we saw them going to halftime at 0-0. Well, I think both of them. It was very difficult to separate the two teams in the first half. And the second half, we saw Power Dynamos raise the tempo to their game just by a notch, and they were proved too good to Nkana, and they scored. They scored the first goal that led to so much misdemeanor from the Nkana fans, as it is alleged. But now this is where now we become a little bit I should say analytical in the events that happen. We saw Power Dynamos, the fans, teams, and also sympathizers claim that the Nkana team, the Nkana fans became unruly and started throwing missiles in the stadium. I remember also one assistant referee being hit by one of the missiles being sent on the pitch. Well,
Yep.
we can tick that. Okay, fine, that's a wrong on Nkana. But Reuben, let us rewind back a few weeks ago, where we had stadium fracas, and the home team was charged for not providing enough security. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So this game in particular was being played at Power Dynamos, and now we are asking, was there enough security provided by Power Dynamos in the stadium? Because let us remember that we all know that this is a highly heated encounter. Year in, year out, it's a very highly heated encounter. So was there enough security is a question that begs an answer. I don't know, I have an answer to that. I don't know. But these are things that fans should also look at as they are trying to pinpoint who was on the wrong and the other. But that doesn't mean that I condone and support the behavior by the Nkana fans. I think let us remember that football is a social sport, and we need to remember that we should coexist regardless of how the results are going for our teams. So behavior really, what we showed to the whole lot of Africa. We are watching on Super Sport, the game live, was really an embarrassment to the Zambian football. Though it goes to show how heated these derbies are, and the Kopala derby is not one to just take for granted like that. We know that it's going to be heated. The fans are highly charged, emotionally charged. Everything, they are very much invested in these games, financially, emotionally, physically, everything. Fans have invested themselves in these derbies. This is exactly what we're trying to say. So there's a lot of aspects that we can look at concerning this game. But all in all, for a neutral watching, especially for somebody who was watching Zambian football for the first time, It was an embarrassment.
It was an embarrassment. Yeah. Lawrence, I was in contact with someone who is a Ghana fan, and he was in the stadium the time the game was being played. And something that was coming from the Ghana fans was that the ref wasn't fair. I tried to watch the highlights again. I tried to watch the game like a repeat, just to see if there were any errors by the referee. I couldn't find any. I don't know. What's your thought over that? Was the referee not fair
Actually,
in that
that's a
game?
new phenomenon. I'm hearing of the referee being unfair. I think it's quite unfortunate that we feel we are better referees than the referees themselves. I always say this: we are in Africa. We don't have VAR. We do not have the assistance that the referees in Europe get for them to perform. But even when referees in Europe have all those, they still go on to make mistakes. We've seen this.
Provision of social services.
But ours do not even have those equipment. They don't have goal line technology. They don't have VA, nothing. It's only the referee who has to use, to use the naked eye to make decisions and all that. But still more, they try to get decisions. They tend to get decisions right more often than not, and we need to give them kudos for some of these things. They might make mistakes here and there, but that doesn't mean that they've had a very bad game. Let us just remember, the Europeans are using VAR because there was quite a number of mistakes that were being made. Even after VAR, they make the same mistake. We see them. Goal line technology is there. I think there was a girl that was not awarded in the EPL some time ago because the system failed and the referees didn't see the ball go in. But they had VAR to see that the ball was in. But still more, they didn't give it. So we are looking at an era where we are used to watching the good performances from referees in European leagues, where they are very much well assisted with all sorts of technology, which we do not have yet here. And so we expect the same performance from here. It can't work like that. Let us just remember that even if the referee was biased, there are better avenues of of expressing our insatisfactions and also expressing our opinions. So putting the lives of the football players, the referees, the assistants in danger by throwing this missiles that we cannot even describe so well as at now is so unfortunate and should never be encouraged or welcomed.
All right. Obviously, we had the debate of changing the venue, taking it to the Reuben Stadium, and initially that was the plan for this derby this year. Unfortunately, because of the athletics which were going on, it was moved back to Arthur Davidson.
I am actually not in support of that, Reuben. I feel if the clubs know that there is a lot of exchange that happens, you say we take it to Levy for what purpose? To accommodate a bigger crowd, or to for security? Because
both
for
of
me,
them,
if it's
both of them, Lawrence, for them, the thing is, they're saying in terms of Levy, it's easy to provide security with Levy because at least the stands are far away from the stadiums. At least they're quite high. And then second is that it can accommodate as many people as possible. We are told if you listen to the commentary by Ama 1010, he was saying that by 8 hours, all the tickets in Kitwe, 8,000 tickets, had run out in the morning of that Saturday. So meaning people were still looking for tickets. So moving into Levy will allow more fans and also easy to police the fans.
Let the clubs look at this as a business opportunity. So clubs must learn to invest so that they can get returns. They should see how they can expand those stadiums within their means. It's possible. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to increase the stadium to 20,000 at a go. No, you can bring it. You can add 2,000, next 2,000, and then 2,000, just like that. It is doable, Reuben. So I feel we should have the prestige of playing at home. Each club deserves that. When you play the derby at home, for 8,000 tickets that are available, the majority of those tickets will go to your fans so that you have that home advantage. Also, when they are playing at Nkana should have more tickets for their fans so that they also have their home advantage. This is exactly how we need to present our football, Reuben. I don't see a reason why we should feel so comfortable and so good in moving a venue to go and play at a neutral. Let us realize that Levy is a neutral. When you are supposed to have the home advantage, please enjoy the home advantage. I always insist on that. Enjoy the home
But
advantage.
Lawrence, let's look at the Soweto derby. It's always in FNB Stadium, no matter who is at home. They always
Open
play.
this stadium because it's a home ground for one of the teams. So they don't play home and away in the FNB Stadium. No.
It's home and away, Lawrence. Check the Soweto derby. It's always FNB Stadium because of the numbers.
It is the home ground for one of the teams. So I don't know who's home at Levy, Reuben.
But for now, we're looking at expanding the stadium. That will mean sometime, not next season, of course, not that other season. But we're looking at accommodating a lot of number. And
what I'm trying to say is that hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, we can.
What I'm trying to say is that let us try to give a home advantage. And I see most of the times when we have double headers and there's a team that has to relinquish their home advantage to play at one stadium so that both games are showed on Super Sport. I've always been a person who is critical. I feel home advantage is home advantage. Enjoy it. Don't go and play at a neutral venue for the sake of the game is going to be on Super Sport. I don't know. I'm always critical of that. Home advantage, Reuben, in football counts. It matters, especially here in Africa. It matters. So you spoke of the FNB Stadium, which is the home ground for Kaiser Chiefs, if I'm not mistaken. For Kaiser Chiefs, that is their home ground. They play there. They play all their home matches there. So we should look at a situation where we try to balance some of these things. I know our clubs are not financially up there for them to start building stadiums and expand. But what I'm trying to say is that when you lose your home advantage, you are playing at a neutral venue. You have opened up doors to have even the opponent feel at home, which is not all which disadvantages you. There is a reason why we call it home advantage. It's not a disadvantage, it's an advantage. Utilize it.
Right, points taken, Lawrence. We've run out of time, unfortunately. This is where we need to wrap up. So to our viewers, join us tomorrow as we bring to you the game between Morocco and Zambia, the AFCON Under-17, the last game, either for Zambia to qualify to the next round or to be confirmed as one of the teams that will be coming home, being unsuccessful. And also look out for different games that will be happening in the Zambian Super League. Interesting games as we are coming closer to the season, and also our eyes will be glued to Shinda Stadium to see what will happen there between Mufulira Wanderers as they are taking one of their deciding game. If they win, they are back in the Zambian Super League. But for now, this is where we end our program. Good night. God bless you. See you next week same time. Bye-bye.